Good day, good day. How are you? Good day, good day. How's everybody doing? How is everybody doing today? So you know I'm on my marathon right now. We're going live so I can spread the word that I have shifted over to Kick. So I'll be going live just about every day. I'm doing good. Hello, hello from Dallas. He had a friend that just moved there. He says a lot of good things about it. I've had to come there to help a few people there as well. So what I'm doing here is I've been going live every day because what I'm doing now, oh yeah, it's definitely popular, no doubt about it. I've been going live every day here to let people know that I'm now over at it's an app called Kick, K-I-C-K, and that's where I'm doing the live streams now at Kick. And it's a $4.99 membership, a monthly membership. But what I'm doing right now is I started off with the first 75 people free. I accumulated the 75 people pretty quick. And then other people were saying that they never even received the notification. And that's the problem I've been having. People are not seeing the videos and notifications. So what I decided to do is open it up again. So I opened it up. So now I'm doing the first 150 people are free. And then after that, it cuts off, and then it'll be the $4.99 membership. So if you're interested, you can go to kick.com and just type in The Woke Prophet and then follow me. And then that way you'll be able to watch the lives. I go live in the evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'm doing a lot of different stuff over there that I don't do on the other platforms. So you can come and check it out. What's up, YouTube people? Good day. How are y'all? How's everybody doing? So I know y'all heard the whole conversation. So yeah, I'm trying to get people to come over there because you got a lot more freedom. Let me say that. A lot more freedom when you come over there. So that's why I'm over there doing everything at Kick. It's KICK.com, and just search The Woke Prophet and then just follow. But once it hits the 150 people that I'm letting in for free, then after that, it'll switch over to the $4.99 membership. But again, I'll be doing some different stuff over there. The lives have been going real good. People have been having a lot of good questions that they've been asked. So it's almost like, because I do like spiritual consultations, but of course you got to pay for that when you book it through my website. But people are able to ask questions. So it's like you're getting free consultations over there because they ask questions, and I'm able to help them with different things. And we're covering a lot of topics. And I'm gonna also be doing a part where you can call in, and then we can, you'll be able to talk over live, and people will be sharing stories, and we'll be talking about different things, and be showing y'all some videos, like reacting to certain videos that's teaching you the wrong stuff. So I got a lot of information that I've been trying to get out and share that is constantly being blocked, constantly being suppressed because they don't want y'all to know the information. So that's my goal. So if that's something that you're interested in, go over to Kick, it's in green letters, Kick. We can go to kick.com. Now all you have to do is type in the Woke Prophet and hit follow. And it may ask you to set up an account. So, and I think it's like your email address, your username, and your password, and that's it. And when you do that, make sure that you turn on your notifications and your alerts within that app. So in case something changes in terms of the schedule or the time, it'll alert you when I'm coming on. Because like I said, there's a lot of stuff that people don't know. So I'm trying to warn people and help them out as best as I can. But it's hard to do it if you don't even get a chance to see the video, you know. So if you don't know, then you don't know. Yeah, you don't know. So I'll be doing this for a while, every day, kind of letting people know. Let's see, I think we got a few questions. Right now, if you have questions too, I don't mind answering your questions now while I'm up here, kind of letting people know. Let's see what we got. Look, I need the good vegan restaurants in Dallas. I had a hard time finding vegan stuff. I have did a one-on-one session with you, but I need help. Shannon, you can just contact me. Just email me or text me. If we already followed, do we need to do it again? Yeah, because see, what happens is most people that come to me, you know, I get all the severe cases. So we can do things over Zoom, but most of the time, depending on your situation, it's not going to be strong enough. So I have to actually come out to you to do something that's stronger. But through Zoom, depending on your case, it's always going to help, you know, but will it completely eliminate it? If it's a severe case, no, because I have to come out to you to do something, because you need like house cleanses, portals closed in the house, and that type of stuff you can't do through Zoom. I have to come out to you. So I try to work it the best way I can through Zoom with the prayers and giving you, you know, different deliverance baths and spiritual baths that you can take that'll help to remove the stuff. So you can reach out. Hey, what's up, Cash? What's up, Jim? Really, there's a lot of good vegan. Or is it? Yeah, I wonder. When I was trying to find those vegan places, but I had a hard time when I was looking for them. Do I accept insurance? I wish I did. I wish I did accept insurance, but nah. You know, that's real hard when you're dealing with anything that's holistic. You know, they want you to, because everything I do is all holistic stuff. So and that's so, you know, the deliverance helps with you know, bad anxiety, depression, suicidal thoughts, if you're hearing voices in your head, that type of thing. Different blockages, you know, people will say, hey, I'm being blocked from my finances, the relationships are being blocked, so that sort of thing. So that's why it's always good to, you know, have a cleansing done and have your home cleansed out, because it causes a lot of issues when you ignore that and you don't do it. Yep, y'all tap the screens for me so the hearts can fly, so the people can know that I'm up here. Yep. So, yeah, so are you doing any live deliverance today? No, I won't do that today. I have to keep the deliverance stuff is so out of control. I have to keep that. I keep that separate from the lives now. Yeah, because stuff was just going berserks every time I was doing that on live. So I have to keep that separately. Yeah, I have to keep that separately. But I do have those deliverance prayers that are on the website that you can go listen to. You can check those out, and that should help as well. Let's see. Yeah, and over at Kick, like I said, the people are asking a lot of questions. They have different things that's happening. I mean, a lot of people are coming over there. The ones that are, super gifted or, have issues or demonic attacks or having issues in their home. I know somebody that's over there now and she's having different things that are happening in the house, and it's attacking her, it's attacking a family member. So, like I said, it's just a good way for you to be able to learn, and it's just so much stuff that's upside down. So I'm over there and I'm explaining everything to help you so that you can understand what's what. Because we're living in what I call a pagan world. Man. It's a pagan world. So, and we talk about it all over there. Talk about Yeshua, how they came up with the name Jesus. The fake name anyway, the fake name Jesus. We're talking about his real name. We are, what else we're talking about? So many different topics. Demons, angels, how kids are, how they're dealing with like autism and what's causing that. Talking about investment information through different prophecies and stuff I'm getting. We'll be covering fraternities, sororities, demonic symbols, tattoos. I mean, it's just a long list of topics. How to break curses, how to break generational curses, how to identify witchcraft. You learn stuff about the angels, about the chakra. So pretty much everything spiritual. But like I said, I talk to you so that you can, you learn and you can do certain things, especially when it comes to the spiritual work, so that you are doing this stuff safely. That's the main thing. A lot of people think that they are, but they're not. Like, let me give you an example, like with your chakras. So people come to me and they ask about the chakras. So with your chakras, they'll go to different people, they'll have work done on the chakras, and they'll be doing witchcraft the whole time and not knowing it. So it is a way that I show that you can work on your own chakras without using anything but just using your the sounds from your body, basically. So everything you're doing is stuff that's within you. It's nothing that's coming from the outside. Yes, I cleanse homes out. I pray through homes, cleanse homes properly. Like I said, I deal with all of that. I've had people that have demonic things in their home, demonic things that's showing up on the ring cameras outside, black figures that's flying all over the place, and they don't know what to do to get rid of it. So yeah, I deal with all of that. Yeah, removing that, closing portals inside of the home. When I come through with the house cleanses, on TikTok, double tap the screen, y'all, so these hearts can fly, so these people can know that I'm up here. When I come through inside of the home, I'm able to see if you have any demonic items in the home. So if I see that you have these demonic items, I can remove those for you, because believe it or not, people have so many demonic items in the home and they don't even know it. Yep, they have no clue at all. that they have these demonic items. And the items are portals to allow different spirits and demons inside the house. I had a person, I went inside of his house and I went in his room. He had an entire altar that was set up on his dresser. He didn't even realize, he didn't know it. And the statue that he had on his dresser was at least about 2 feet, and it was on his dresser. And the statue was of Anubis, this Egyptian god. And when I walked over, I felt so much negativity coming from it. And he had told me he was complaining of headaches and just feeling depressed all the time. So I had to break that altar down. I had to remove it. I had to close the portal. So when I started to cleanse the house, and then after I finished cleansing, I have to open the doors to allow the negative stuff to go out. When we walked inside of his garage, the demons were running and scattering so bad. We was in the garage and stuff was falling down. You could hear that the demons were knocking stuff over, trying to run, trying to get out. And so stuff was falling over. They was pushing stuff over, trying to get out. So again, this stuff is real. It's real. It's not made up. Yep, it is not made up. You need help. What do you need help with, Anna? Yep, so that's why those house cleanses are very, very important. You have so many people right now that they are dealing with different sicknesses in the body, and they'll come to me, they'll say, hey, I keep making these doctor's appointments, they're running all of these tests, but they are not finding anything at all. And so I come in and I find out the house needs to be cleansed out. There's so much negative energy and it's causing sickness throughout through the home, and all of the family members are feeling sick. Yep, all the family members are feeling sick. So, yep, it is very, very important. But a lot of people don't do it. And you'll be amazed once your home is cleansed out. The house feels so much lighter. I had to go to Georgia one time and I had to do a house cleansing. And when I did this house cleansing, the next day, the lady, she sent me an email and she said, because her mom wasn't home at the time. She said, my mom said she doesn't know exactly what you did. She know you cleansed the house, but she said that is the best rest that she got in a very long time. She said the house felt peaceful. And see, that's how it's going to feel once you have all of those demonic spirits and that negativity out. You sleep so much better. Are facial exercises demonic? What type of exercises demonic? Fascias? I don't know what that is. Fascias. He said, since you've come across my videos, you've been a better person. Yeah, well, I appreciate it. Yeah, I try to make them to help people, and anybody that follows me, they know on these lives how it used to be. How the power would go out, it'd be a fuzzy screen, just being deleted, videos disappearing. I mean, just so many false and fake accounts created, that I had to constantly keep having those shut down, witches, warlocks, trying to place curses and spells because it was like, you're telling too much. I mean, but I'm raising grandchildren, 9 of them. My daughter passed. You have a bad headache. Yeah. So, and then what happens with a case like that when somebody passes away, you go through a lot. And that's the thing. If a person starts to experience like that heavy sadness, depression, anxiety, that is a door to allow those spirits to come in and start attacking. So it's different things. I don't know if y'all was on the live. I did a live a couple months ago, and one of the ladies was saying how she has not really slept in 5 years, and they've been doing all of these tests and giving her all these sleeping aids, and nothing is helping her at all. Nothing is helping her at all. So I did a prayer for her right on the live, and then she sent the message the next day and said she was able to sleep for the first time in like 5 years. So she's been updating and saying she's still been sleeping good. She doesn't take any medication at all. So, I'm not saying that everything is demonic, because you have some cases that it could really be a medical issue. But when it's not a medical issue, it's definitely something spiritual. That I can tell you. Yeah, so if you want to follow me, Anna, just head over to kick.com, because right now it's free. It's 150 people free. Like I said, I had to open it back up because I started off with 75, and the 75 people came pretty quick, but then the video started surfacing, more, and so people were saying, hey, I'm just now seeing the video. I didn't get a chance, and I know how it is with the way they delay the videos and all of that. So I said, okay, I'll open it back up to 150 people. So right now, the first 150 people that goes to Kick or kick.com and you follow the Woke Prophet, it'll be free. But after it reaches that number of 150, it'll shut off. And then if you want to join, then you'll have to pay the $4.99 subscription fee. Yeah. I try to keep the prices reasonable, but I'm real too. It's a lot of time taking out doing this stuff and these lives and a whole bunch of attacks coming along with that. So I tell people all the time, I don't think $4.99 is bad at all. I think that's very reasonable. Keep in mind the platform gets their cut, so you don't see the whole $4.99. Y'all know how that goes. So for whatever the little that I get out of that, that's just what I do. So that's what I do. But you have the 75 plus the 150 that I'm allowing to come in for free. So I would say take advantage of it. And especially now as it's growing, because now you can really get in, you can ask your questions, because it will come a time and point that it is going to flood, because the people are they're finding out now, and I'm sending emails, so the word is starting to travel. So let's see. I've joined your session on Kick, and sound is very low. I struggle to hear that side. Let's see. Are you using an earpiece when you're listening? You want to make sure that it's not your device, because I really haven't been getting any complaints with the sound. But what I am going to start doing is using the mic so that I can amp it up even more. But when you go over to Kick 2, like I talked about earlier, make sure that you turn on the notifications and the alerts within the app. Because the way my schedule is right now, the way I have this set up, Monday through Friday right now, I'll be coming on at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Kick doing the lives. And on Saturdays, it'll be 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Sunday, it'll go back to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I'll be doing it like this for at least 30 days. So things may start switching up some. But like I said, the information is so backed up. Yeah, it's so backed up. Like I'll go on live and I started talking about something. This video was uploaded about 7, 8 months ago, and people are like, well, we never even received that. So it's like I need to kind of start from the beginning to make sure that you are getting the information, because if not, there's so much stuff that the people are missing. And I had someone that follows me, but they booked a session, and I had to go over because it had a welcome sign in front, and that welcome sign that welcomes demons in. So they did that, and I had already put a video out about that, but the lady was like, I never seen the video. So if she would have saw that video, she said she would have never had that sign out front. So that's what I'm saying. So I need to have everybody in one space. That's at least the ones that the ones that want to learn. Everybody that just, you got some people that stuck. Some people that stuck and they good with where they at, and they good with just going with the flow and believing everything that they're hearing, and they're good with that, and that's fine, because everybody's not ready to wake up. We have some sleepwalkers. You have some people that's woke and ready to learn. So for the ones that's woke and that's ready to learn and ready to fight back, I'm here to help you with that. I'm trying to, it's kick.com. Yeah, it should be, the letter should be in green. Yeah, kick.com. KICK.com. And when you go over, all you're doing is go to the search bar and then type in The Woke Prophet. I'll come up, and right now all you have to do is hit the follow button, but it may ask you to create an account, and your email address, password, and username, and then that's it. And like I said, make sure that you open your alerts and notifications within the account. So if something or a time changes, And you can also go to my website. My website is above every video that I do. So you can go to the website and scroll down to the bottom, sign up for the newsletter. That's free too. And that way you can receive the emails when I'm traveling, whenever something is going on. And also when I'm going live, I also send out emails too. So trying to send it out multiple ways to make sure that you get it. But, it's some of the smallest things, like today, when you go home, ride through your neighborhood and notice how many people have these welcome signs outside the front door. Notice how many people have the welcome mats in the front door. So that's what I'm saying. There's so many people's homes that are filled with so much stuff. I had a neighbor, and he told me, he has this welcome sign, and he told me just one night that the doorbell rung 3 times, the light flickered 3 times, and then the outlet upstairs caught on fire, which they found that out later, so they had to go put that out, because if they would have never went up there, the house would have burnt down, and the ceiling fan kept turning on and off. So what people don't know, whenever you start seeing things happening in threes, that is a red flag, because that's how the demons operate. They'll do stuff in threes. Root shrub, what do you need help with? Yep. So all of this stuff happens. Now the guy's real sick. He's very sick, and he tried to have an operation or something. Something went wrong, so he doesn't even have a kidney now. But it's like one thing after another. But normally that's what happens when these things get inside the house. They'll start attacking. So again, I talk about all of this stuff on Kick. Break it down, show you things that you can do to protect yourself, things to get rid of. I'm telling you, it's the smallest stuff that people ignore, or they laugh and say, that won't hurt anything, and they're dead wrong, and they're paying for it and don't realize it. Anita, how you doing? Y'all make sure you share the live if you know anybody that's interested. And the same thing with the kick. If you know anybody that's interested in this type of information, and that's the same thing on Facebook and YouTube. If y'all know anybody that's interested in this information, lead them over to Kick too, so they can join. And so we got all like-minded people that's trying to learn. So that's what I've been talking about up here. Anita, I know you just got in, but just basically saying that I'll be coming up here every day at random times, just to let people know that I moved over to kick.com I'll be doing all the live streaming over there at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And the membership fee is $4.99. It's a subscription fee, but I'm doing the first 150 people free. So if you go up there and you fall in with the 150, then it's free. Another person from Texas. Look, Dallas, y'all in the house today, huh? How you doing, T-Mac? Yep. So that is what you can. That is what you can do with that. You know, people, they tell me, they'll say, hey, I'm seeing all of these rats, mice, spiders, flies. I mean, all of it means something. Yeah, it all means something. So I cover all of that. I break that stuff down to help you to be able to understand it. You know how you have some people, they'll just say stuff, but they're not really explaining the reason why they're saying what they're saying. Oh, that's your son? Yeah, and I gotta really start going hard on YouTube and coming. I put so much focus on TikTok, but I gotta start coming over more to Facebook and YouTube. Yep. Gotta wake these YouTube people up. They're kind of dead over here. What, y'all need some coffee or something? Yeah, so let's see what else we got. Yeah, so trying to see if we got any more questions up here. Yeah, so yeah, y'all, the battle is real. And something I've heard a few times. I've heard people tell me that a Christian can't get a demon. Okay. And in Washington, you was able to sign up. All right, that's great. Well, if you can make it, I'll see you this evening at 7 p.m. And remember, it's Eastern Standard Time. I'm in Virginia. What issues is he having, Anita? Hey, what's going on, Jay Freeman? I'm up here telling the people that I moved over to Kick. So if I'll be doing all my lives over there. So if you want to check them out, just go to kick.com and follow the Woke Prophet. Right now, the first 150 people there's no fee, but after that, it will be a $4.99 subscription fee monthly. So, but if you go do it now, you can avoid that. Root shroud, what do you need help with? Oh, schizophrenia. All right. Well, Anita, yeah, contact me. You know, um, you can email or you can send. You know, my assistant catches all of that, but you just let her know what's going on, and you talk to me on a live, and just let her know, and then I'll be able to catch up with you. Yeah. Yeah, I forgot I was going to say. I was saying something. I forgot. Does anybody remember what I was just saying? What was I talking about? I was going to jump into something else. Anybody remember what I was saying? Okay, let me look at my YouTube because if it's a question in here, y'all, I'm not able to see it. Let me see. Live chat. Remember to guard your privacy. You're trying to block it. Yeah, for the ones on YouTube, you know, it's always games that's played. And right now, if you are trying to send a question, it's not coming in. Matter of fact, the whole chat just disappeared. Let's see. Thank you. No problem at all. Yeah. But yeah, I was trying to remember. I was here to say something, and I got thrown off track. I was trying to think of what my question was. What was the question? Yeah, so I think I was talking about. Resume. What in the world? Yo, my electronics over here tripping, so give me a second. All right. Yeah, if somebody's on YouTube, try to type a message now so I can see if it's popping up or not. Yeah, type it in and see if it's popping up. Yeah, but I think I might have been talking about what was I talking about? Maybe those insects and stuff that people tell me they see, or how the people are waking up with scratches and stuff all over their bodies and not knowing what's happening. Or they'll say, "Oh, I think I'm allergic to something." Um, no, if you're waking up with scratches and you're for sure you're not scratching yourself, you know, that is a demonic attack. All right, somebody's sending me the questions that are on YouTube because they just disappeared. So I know one of the questions was, how often do you cleanse your house, or how often should you? That is really dependent on how much company you have. So if you're a person that does a lot of entertaining, or you just have a lot of people around, I would say I would be cleansing my house out once a week. But if you're a person that you don't have a lot of people coming in and out, I would say maybe once a month. Yeah, once a month. Another question from YouTube. Let's see. Are you a full-time prophet? How do you sustain yourself financially? Yeah, I'm full-time. So I got hurt. I used to be a longshoreman. I was a crane operator. So I got hurt back in 2015. that's what started all of this, and it sent me through this spiritual awakening. And when that happened, everything that I was doing, I was pretty much told to just shut it down and just focus on this. So the way I sustain now, I have a website. So people do, they call, they book sessions. So, I sustain that way. Let me say that. So when you're out here and you're doing this stuff outside of the church, see, the church is something different. You have people that are tithing and doing different things, and that's how they get paid. So me, it's different. You book stuff with me, and then that's how I get paid. So that's why I do stuff like the small subscriptions for $4.99, and that type of stuff helps out, because believe it or not, every time I help people, the attacks come back on me, and that is the main thing. I mean, you talk to any prophet, they'll tell you the demons come for your finances. That's what they do. They'll come for your finances to try to shut it down. So it's definitely a battle. Let me say that. Let's see what else we got from YouTube. Let's see. Somebody says, do you charge for blessings or just spiritual bath? So the word blessings, I talked about this, but I'm sure you probably missed that video. So the word blessed or blessings is not what people think. All right. So in the ancient days, what they would do, they would sacrifice animals. They would go down to different altars. And at these altars, they would take the blood of the animal and they would sprinkle the blood on the altar. So this was an offering to the demon. That is called a blessing. So whenever you're saying blessing or blessed, that is what you're saying. So blessing or blessed is not a good word. People don't know that. So when you say charge for blessings, I'm not really sure what that is, but I have people that email, send messages all the time, and they say, can you pray? Right? So what I'll do is I'll pray for them right on as soon as I get the message, whatever I'm doing, I'll start praying right then and there. Some people need one-on-one prayers when it's more so of a deliverance type thing. Then they schedule a spiritual consulting session, because it's a lot deeper, because now I'll be praying, but I'm gonna also look to see what blocks you have, what demons are attached to you. I'm going to give you the names of the demons, and then I'm going to tell you what doors you open to allow the attacks. It's always good to know what doors you open so that you won't continuously keep making those same mistakes. So I do all of that in like 30 minutes. And then I also give you spiritual baths and stuff that you can take, that people normally charge an arm and a leg. So I do a lot of free stuff. Let me say that. Yeah. Another question on YouTube. Do you charge to pray over, to prepare? So with spiritual baths, people take the baths, and what they'll do, they'll email or text a picture, and I'll pray over those baths. And when I pray over the bath, it ignites the bath and it makes them extremely strong. So I do that. I don't charge to do that. That's something else that I just do. Do you charge to yeah, let me see. Says she needs help. Something is blocking. If you need help, then contact me. You can email THEWOKEPROPHET at gmail.com, or you can text 757-568-5454. That's only set up for texting, not calling. So you can text that. Let's see. I'm going to take two more of these questions from YouTube, and I'll be back and read the questions from TikTok. So next question, talking about Christians can't have demons. Yeah, that's a whole subject that I'll be talking about over at Kick, explaining that. That's not true. I don't care what religion you're in. If you do something wrong, you open the door, they come in. That's just that. I was sexually abused as a child. Now I have these thoughts telling me I'm gay. So what happens is when you are abused, that opens the door for that spirit to come in. So you would need deliverance to have that spirit removed. Because what it'll do, it'll build up, it'll get stronger, and it'll get stronger. And then it starts off as a spirit of confusion. You'll start feeling confused, and the next thing you know, your body movements, the way you're moving, everything will start changing and switching because that spirit is taking over. So that is something you definitely need deliverance for. So if that's the case, reach out to me. Where are you coming? So far, I'm not scheduled for anything in Houston. I tried to get on Kick, but can't find you. Make sure that you put in The Woke Prophet. Somebody tried to find me on Kick and they just put in Woke Prophet. You have to put on The Woke Prophet. And remember, when you come into Kick, if you're having a lot of issues trying to get in, what I would suggest you do is pray to lift any distractions, because that means that 9 times out of 10, it's probably something that's attached to you, something that's on you. It's trying to stop you from coming over to get the information. Because I've had a couple people that had some issues, so they prayed and it cleared up. So if you're seeing anything like that, that's an indication that something is attached to you. So it's kick.com. All right, back over to TikTok. And YouTube, everything just disappeared. All of the comments and everything disappeared. So somebody is sending me the questions, but anybody that follow me, they know how it goes. Hey, what's up, Tiffany? Long time no hear. Let's see what we got over here. $4.99 is like $150. You said $4.99 is like $150 in your currency. It's the price of a burger meal, so definitely not pricey. Yeah. Yes, he does a lot. Yeah, Tiffany will tell you. We've been through some battles, boy. Whew. I'm trying to tell y'all this stuff is real. There's been times that I've been praying over a person and I'll look down and my legs and ankles will be covered in fleas, because that's how they attack with fleas. Where do I do deliverance at? Where do you get deliverance at? Well, first it starts off with a spiritual consulting session. That's what we start off at. So we start off with that. I need to identify and see exactly what's happening. So I have to look and see, what's happening, what doors you open, so I can know exactly what I'm dealing with. And then after that, I kind of put a plan together and to see if I can take care of it through Zoom, or do I have to come out to you? Most of the time I have to come out. Be more in the house. What's going on? Yeah, one of my favorite vegan places is in Baltimore. What's her name? Always it's called like Danya's. I think it's like Danya's, or pronouncing her name wrong, but every time I'm there, that's where I go at. One of my favorite spots. Let's see, back over to YouTube. Let's see. When are you coming to North Carolina? Right now, I'm not scheduled for North Carolina right now. So wherever you at, if you need help, then you book the session, and then we kind of look to see what's going on. Then I can kind of break things down and explain to you how everything works and how I have to come out and travel and all of that. Good day, Iris. Yep. So, y'all. So that's how that's going. But yeah, a lot of these social media sites now, like the major ones, like the stuff that they're doing, they're not allowing you to say certain things. You got to watch this, you got to watch that. But the thing that's funny to me is, when I talked about this yesterday, it was about 1, 2 o'clock, right, in the morning. Something told me go on TikTok. I go on TikTok and I see this guy, and this guy in the live now has about 20, 30,000 people, right? So this is the funny part about it. So I looked at his followers. He might have had maybe 10,000 followers, but yet the live had 20 to 30,000. So that was already off right there. So that doesn't happen. You never have more people on the live than you have followers, right? So guess what he was up there doing? He was placing demons in people. TikTok didn't stop it. They didn't block it. This went on for hours. And so, of course, there was a lot of angry people up there. They were angry with the Most High. So the guy said, hey, is this what you want to do? You sure this is what you want to do? So the people said, yeah. So he'll start. And that's another thing. You have to be careful with these tongues, letting people speak these tongues and pray tongues over you, because you don't know what they're saying. And that's what he was doing. He was holding his hand out, and the demons were hitting the people, and he'll say, okay, we're complete. And it was the next person, and it was coming all night long. So I tried to pray, and I was trying to stop it, but an angel came in and told me I was wasting my time, told me that I could not override another person's free will. So I just couldn't. So who knows how many people he got to, and they asked for it, and they got it. Let me say that. They asked for it and they got it. So yeah, so that's why I had to come over. I had to figure something else out. So Yeshua was the one that even led me, because I didn't even know about the kick, but he led me over here, and a lot of the creators are starting to go over because everybody's complaining about the same thing. It's just like right now, if you look with TikTok, and how this is being blocked. Let's see, miss getting in on these lives. It's been a while tuning in since 2020. Sue, how you doing, Sue? Well, yeah, Sue, that's what I'm telling everybody, that I'm going over to Kick. So I'll be doing all the live streamings at kick.com, and you just follow the Woke Prophet over there. Right now, the first 150 people is free, and after that, it'll be a monthly subscription of $4.99. So if you go and you do it now, it'll be free. Thanks for the gifts. Can you come to St. Louis? I've been there many of times, but that's not on the schedule. But if you need help, you shoot me an email or text, or book a spiritual consultant session so we can see what the issue is first. I just want to thank you, Prophet Thomas. Your prayers, teaching, and deliverance changed my life. I appreciate it, Priscilla. Anytime. How do you spell that? You spell kick, it's K-I-C-K. Just like you're kicking a ball. So it's kick.com. And just go over and search for The Woke Prophet. Not just Woke Prophet, The Woke Prophet. And hit follow. Somebody saying that it already hit 150. Keep going, because when it reaches that mark, you'll know, because it's gonna say you have to subscribe. So if it's not saying it, then that means you're okay. Let's see what else we got. But I will email you about my financial blockages I've been experiencing lately. Okay. Good day to you, divine favor. All right, on YouTube, what we got? Has there ever been a time? Let me see here. Has there ever been a time you were not able to help someone? So I'm always able to help. there have been some times that I've been working with people, and some people, they don't make it through the deliverance fully, because as I'm taking it through the deliverance, the demons are still manipulating them. And I've had some people that just stop the deliverance like cold turkey, and just stop the communication altogether. So in cases like that, yeah. But in terms of being able to help you, I can always help you. Some cases are going to take longer than others. Some cases are quick. Some cases are going to take some time. So deliverance is not a quick thing. So people are looking for a deliverance, demons to be removed with one prayer. It just doesn't work like that. I mean, one prayer is definitely lifting the demons off, but people think they just have one or two demons. You have to, well, I know people don't know this, but you come in with generational curses. You're already coming in with thousands and thousands and whatever else that you're out here doing in life, opening up doors. So you can come to a person with millions and millions of demons. And so this stuff has to be peeled off layer by layer by layer. That's how it works. If it was to all come out of you at one time, you would fall out and you would die. It's too much on the body. So it has to constantly come off layer by layer. And that's how it works. Let's see. What else we got? Tell my assistant list the kick information in the YouTube chat. The kick information. Are you able to, Wendy, are you able to put the kick information in the chat for YouTube so they can see it? It's KICK, so kick.com, and follow the Woke Prophet. Oh, yeah, Donya's kitchen. Yeah, that's my spot. Good day, Julie Gonzalez. I think I pronounced it right. Let's see. Me for it. How you doing? Our community just teared up. Divine favor. You say your community just teared up? Pray without ceasing. Most definitely. Yeah, do that. Through prayer and supplication with thanksgiving. Yes, keep praying. What can I do during my pregnancy to make sure my child doesn't inherit generational curses? Well, this is what I would say, and that's a good question. So somebody's asking a question. She says, what can I do during my pregnancy to make sure my child doesn't inherit generational curses? So what you would want to do is you would want to go through deliverance, right? The child is inside of you. So, which means whatever's attached to you 9 times out of 10 is going to attach to your child. So when you come and you get deliverance and you're pregnant, then that's also deliverance for the child as well. I've had cases that I worked with women that were pregnant and they didn't make it because those a few didn't make it through the deliverance because the way these demons look at it, they look at it like they are fighting for two, right? They're fighting for two. So you have to really push through. And the lady, she gets right towards the end and she just decided to stop. And the baby, she had the baby, and then it was attached to the baby. So you want to take care of that while the baby's in you. So you go through deliverance and you do stuff to remove that so it's not attached to the baby. So that's how that goes. Yeah. Let's see what else we got. Good day. Lately, bets are chasing me. Oh yeah, there's some spiritual warfare happening if you have bets. Yeah, and I'll be in Vegas, y'all, on on the 23rd. Yeah, June 23rd, I'll be in Vegas. I have to go there to help somebody. Yep. And yeah, these demons are all over the place, y'all. They're all over the place. If your spiritual eyes were open and you could see, yeah, they're all over the place. I'm telling you, it's bad. And one thing that's bringing them out even more is this weed, which I don't understand how anybody can smoke the weed, and it smells terrible. And the demons are coming in 100 miles per hour through that. Yep. So, yeah, that's just one of the biggest things. What in the world? I tell you, they'll try to do anything to block stuff or whatever. But yeah, you know, that's how that goes. Thanks for the gifts. I appreciate it. Yeah, y'all. So I pretty much got banned with TikTok with lives. I don't even know why. I don't think I ever went live on TikTok. I mean, on Instagram. Let's see what else. Dang. All right, cool. For the ones that went over and you've already signed up with the kick.com, I'll see you tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just kicked out your live. Oh, you got kicked out the live? Yeah, so how did I come up here? 10. Yeah. So, yeah, y'all. So that's what we'll be looking at. Over on Kick 2, I'll be talking about the universal laws, y'all. We got like 12 universal laws. These laws govern everything. And makes a lot of sense, is all I can say. A lot of sense. We've been taught a lot of stuff, most and majority of everything, which is wrong. So I'll be over there and breaking that down and speaking about that as well. Yeah, you should remember all of my dreams now. Thanks for the gift, True Goddess. Have you came over to Kick yet, True Goddess? I used to remember all of my dreams now. Most of them I don't remember them when I wake up. You know, we was just talking about that yesterday. I was telling people they will try to block your dreams, you know, because, you know, you get a lot of symbols and messages through your dreams. I know you are, but come on over and hit me up so we can talk. You know I got you, so. True Goddess. Yep, look, don't let them win. You already know how this goes. Do not let them win. And right now, you're letting them win. But, yeah, y'all. It's, somebody sent me a picture last night and, that's all I can say. And I said this yesterday, y'all. It is a lot of angels walking around, a lot of star seeds that are walking around, and it's coming out. It's coming out. It's really coming out. The thing is, how can I put this? The thing is with this stuff, you see all of these pictures of the angels and they look so pretty with wings and no, yeah, it's not like that. So the angels are just their energy, but we have a lot of them that's coming out. Um, a lot of different spiritual beings. People are sending me pictures. Yeah, they're sending me pictures, and different things are starting to wake up in people. Like Yeshua is rising the people for the fight. Yep. So you have a lot of warrior angels, a lot of just different things and different things. Like I said, I'm not gonna really get into that now. I saved that for kick, but y'all, it's real. I don't know how many times I gotta keep saying it. That is real. I'm seeing it every day. Some of these pictures you would see and you would say, "Oh, it's AI, it's this, is that," but the pictures are happening right in front of my face. I'll see the people take the pictures right in front of my face because I know how it is with me. You know, the things that I can do, and I see this stuff is very supernatural. You know, I mean, it is. You know, and certain things have to be a certain way in order to fight the stuff that we're fighting. You know, it just has to be that. It has to be like that. What's up, brother? I think I'm dealing with the spirit of Delilah. Any advice? Yeah, if you think you're dealing with a spirit, one thing I would say is do a couple things. You can schedule a spiritual consultant session so I can see exactly what it is. You can also go to my website and you can listen to the deliverance prayers on my website, and that will help you. But it's been so many cases that people think that they know the name of the spirit, and then they find out, once we do the session, I'm able to identify what it is, and it end up being something totally different. Yeah. So the best way is to, if you really want to find out exactly what it is, then I can look and see exactly what it is. There's always more than one. It really is. I remember I had one session and the lady was like, well, can you just give me as many names as you can? I mean, the list was so long, I had to tell her, I said, hey, if I keep going, it's going to eat up the whole session. I won't have time to pray for you or do anything else. So it's always, one thing I've been seeing, thanks for the gifts. One thing I've been seeing is people are dealing with this spirit of anger, the anger and the lust. Yeah, those two have really been sticking out bad. And I think you just came up here asking about Delilah. You may want to come over to Kick, because that's why I'll be doing a live streaming at over there. It's kick.com. Right now, the first 150 people is free. And after it goes over that, it'll be a $4.99 monthly subscription fee. So you're still good. You still have time if you go and you take care of it as soon as you can. Yeah, because we'll be really talking about this. And I have a plan, and of course I have a schedule, but I can tell you when I do these lives, I have my plan, but I never know when Yeshua is going to come in and something different is going to happen, and I don't know. It's been times that I'll get random messages for people out of the blue. It's times that he'll tell me, hey, somebody up here, they need to be healed. I'll start doing healing prayers. It may be a time he says, okay, I need you to pray deliverance, and it'll turn into deliverance prayer. So I never know. So let me just tell you that I never know which way it's going to go. So I just know what I have planned. And if anything else comes up, then all your sessions price. Yeah, they're up there. For that session is $150 for 30 minutes. You got to click on book the session, and then it'll pop up and it'll show you. Hey, what's up, Cynthia? No, kick, K-I-C-K. That's like kicking the ball. All right, yeah, kick the ball, K-I-C-K. and then type in the woke prophet and just follow. Yes, anger, lust, and laziness is what I'm going through. So I can tell y'all, some of the spirits are known for different things. So when you start feeling like lazy, or when you start to feel like you don't have any motivation, that could be this spirit named Belphegor. That spirit normally has people feeling that way. It can make people overeat too. Yeah, I mean, these things can make you overeat. They can make you not eat. So whenever y'all watching that show, I think it's called My 600-Pound Life, people will say, oh, these people, they're just fat. They just eat. It's way deeper than that, y'all. It's way deeper. They have demons. And these demons attach to you, and they can make you eat. And so when I'm telling you this stuff, I'm not telling you this because it's what I think. A lot of this stuff has happened to me because when I start helping people, the demons that come off, they will start attacking me. So I start feeling what the other person is feeling. They can have you can sit down at the buffet and you can eat and you will never feel full. You keep eating. You'll look up 60 pounds just like that. So it's so that's why you're seeing that. I've put it there. Ask again when you'll be. Right now I'm not scheduled for anything in Houston, but if you need help, you can book that session and we can see, that way I can see what's happening, what's going on. Yeah. Today is the coconuts. Oh, okay. And see what the angels and Yeshua, so what they've taught me is different things that we can use, y'all, that helps to remove demons. Stuff that's right in your kitchen, stuff that's right in your pantry, that I've been shown, and different things that I've been shown how to combine and put together, different mixtures of, again, holistic stuff that's right inside your pantry. I can put it together. I can pray over it. He's giving me that anointing so I can pray over it, and I turn it to liquid fire in the spiritual realm. So when I went to work with somebody one time and I told them, I brought them baths, right? The spiritual baths that I make, and the person started laughing. She said, now, I'm dealing with a possession. I've seen over 40, 50 people, some of the top people, some of the top prophets, pastors, spiritual people. Nobody has been able to help me. She said, and you come with some baths? What do you think these baths gonna do? So I looked at her, I said, they look just like baths, right? Just water in a jar. I said, because you can't see spiritually what it is. I said, I prayed over these and I've changed these to liquid fire. She started laughing. And she said, well, I'm gonna try it, but I'm just be real with you. I don't think it's gonna work. I mean, I've took baths before. I don't know how this is gonna be different. So I said, oh, hey, okay, well, take them and we'll see. So I told her husband, I said, when she goes in and she takes the bath, all I want you to do is record the audio so I can hear what she's saying. He said, okay. So she gets in there. So he calls me. He said, hey, she's in the tub. She's geared to get in. So I'm going to start doing the audio recording. I said, okay. She stepped foot inside that bath water. I wish I could let y'all listen to the audio, but of course I would have to get her permission. She was screaming so bad. It had to been at least, I'm going to say 20, 30 voices that was coming out of her. All different voices. And you know what the voices were saying? The fire is burning. Then it'll switch. The fire is burning. Then it'll switch. The fire is burnt. All just different voices. She was trying to scramble, trying to get out. He had to hold her down. And she just kept screaming, "It's burning me. It's burning." Well, it wasn't burning her. It was burning the demons. So when I talked to her the next day, I said, "Is it still funny? Is it still a joke?" She just was speechless. She didn't know what to say. She did not know what to say. So it was cooking those demons. And then they started seeing balls of light. They started seeing orbs flying out of her, leaving out of her as she was in the water. And then she said that she got in the bath. I think this is like her second or third day in the bath. And she said that she saw an angel. She said it was all white. And she said it had a huge sword and was just standing there in front of her. And she said that the sword was on fire. So again, and this lady was a witch. She was a witch of like 35, 36 years. She was married to a warlock, divorced him, then married I think it was like a 33rd degree Mason. I mean, it was just so much witchcraft. People tried to deliver her before she started levitating, so people were scared of her. But those baths ate those demons alive. And I remember towards the end of her deliverance, I was asleep. And then my eyes just popped open. And when my eyes popped open, I started seeing demons leaving. It just was leaving. They were shooting up, just shooting like bullets. And then I said, "Oh, she's free." And I fell back to sleep. Well, the next day, I get a call from her. And this happened, and when this happened, I think it was like 2 a.m, right? So the next day I get a call for her. And I think this was like her last day of her deliverance. And she said, "You won't believe what happened to me last night." I said, "Let me guess." She said, "You won't be able to guess." I said, "Well, let me try." I said, "They left last night, didn't they?" She said, "Yeah, how did you know?" I said, "What time was it?" She said, "It was around 2 o'clock. She said they started leaving out of her body. Her husband woke up and found her on the floor, Indian style, in some type of trance, praying. She just was praying. So those type of stories, I got so many of them. And again, this stuff, I got to keep stressing it, is real, but it's deep. It's deep. This stuff that you've been taught in these churches, this little, I call it the cake stuff, the light stuff, scratching the surface. My whole thing is when you're in church, they should be teaching you about demons, how to fight them, about deliverance, that type of stuff. That's the stuff that you need to know to help you, to help your kids, your grandkids, your friends, that type of stuff, because they don't believe that it's real, but it is. Let's see what else we have here. Prophet, what about salt and cinnamon? Can you use these two for anything? So I wouldn't use those. Those things have to really be mixed. I'm gonna tell you, the thing that's so confusing about this, you can take something and you can use it one way and it's good. You can use it the other way and then it turns to be bad or witchcraft. And I just told this story yesterday when I was on live about the lady that was in church. Someone stole her car and the lady in church told her to take the title and sprinkle salt around the title. So she sprinkled salt around the title, and within an hour or two, the car was returned. The next day, her and the husband went out. They got in a car accident, and the husband was thrown through the windshield, and he died. So this was because of this ritual. And she had so many demons on her. When I went to her, the smell on her was so bad. It smelled like a dead animal that had been sitting on the side of the curb for months in the heat. She smelled so bad because she was so infested with these demons. So you have to be real careful when you're using stuff. That's just like the cross. You use the cross So we know that's a positive thing. But then you turn around and you take the cross, you turn it upside down. Now we got an inverted cross. That's what the Satanists use. So it's tricky, and that's why I said you have to know what you're doing. Let's see. Yeah, you really not have to know what you do, because you make one wrong mistake and you cooked. Let me see. So you have to know what you're doing. So yeah, the salt and cinnamon, I wouldn't use that. Share spiritual stories. A lot of people will use the cinnamon to try to bring money, but what they're doing is they're working with Oshun and not knowing, giving honey and cinnamon and different things, and you're working with Orishas. Yeah. So that's the same as salt and vinegar. So yeah, it's different ways you can use this stuff. So you can put it together and it will work. But then you got other ways you put stuff together and it turns into something else. Prophetic words say Prophet Thomas is real. Experienced the. All right, on YouTube, Prophetic Word says Prophet Thomas is real. I've experienced the biggest breakthrough I've ever had. It's like I'm living in a different timeline in the same reality. I appreciate that, Prophetic Word. So yeah, y'all, the deliverance, it'll change your life. Yeah, it will change your life. So I won't say it's easy, because you're going through a spiritual battle, but you can push through, you can make it through, and you'll feel so much better. I mean, most everybody I work with, they'll say the same thing. They say, I feel so light afterwards, they feel real light. Yeah, I said, I feel so clean, I feel so light. Yes, and you have to be consistent with your fast after that. That's what maintains the deliverance, the fasting, and watch the stuff that you're doing. You have to watch that. You really do. Because if you go through all of that, through that deliverance, and you turn around and you start back with the porn, you start back with the masturbation, start smoking weed, then that's all you're doing is bringing it all back in. So deliverance is not, and some people really think this. Some people think that deliverance is a situation that you can do what you want to do. You go to somebody, and they remove it, and then you go back to doing what you was doing. So it's not designed for that. It's designed to help you, to clean you up, so that you don't, and then then you need to know that you don't go back and repeat those same mistakes, those same steps. You stay away from that stuff. You don't go back to it. Because one lady was telling me about a prophet that she went to, and it was a lady, and the lady had a sex addiction problem. So, and she was married, but she was sleeping with all these men, and all of these demons would jump in her. So she would come back to the prophet, he would deliver her. Then the urge would come back, she'll jump right back and have sex. So she just kept coming back and forth. And what ended up happening with that, because I've had this happen before too, I've tried to tell a younger person, because they wanted to mess with guys, girls, smoke weed, just wilding out. So I was like, look, you have to stop that. So they didn't believe me. They didn't want to stop. So I delivered them the first time, and they came out of it, and I said, you can't go back to your old ways, right? They went back to their old ways. When the attack comes, it comes back most of the time 10 times worse, all right? So when they called me to help them the next time, it's almost like Yeshua removed the power away. So when I prayed, the prayer did nothing. It did nothing. And it didn't remove anything. But it was done like that to teach this person. He already told you what to stay away from. You wanted to do it again because you just figured you could come back and get delivered. And it don't go like that. Yeah, because I don't have any of the power. Let me just say that. I have nothing. The power comes from Yeshua. He gives it to me. He can turn it off. He can cut it on. He can turn it off at will. So, you know, that's why some people, they'll start getting mad because I could work with somebody. They might get delivered in 30 days. And the next person, it could be 90 days, 5 months, 6 months. I've had some people, which is rare, they've been like a year or two. But the thing is, during the deliverance, they will have the people doing all kinds of stuff. I've had people that are going through deliverance, they'll start doing the tarot readings, they'll start masturbating during the deliverance, they'll go start sleeping with guys that's bringing in the demons. So it's and it makes the deliverance extended. So, you know, so it's different for everybody. So it just depends on how disciplined you are and if you really want to be free. Let's see what else we got here. That and being consistent. Yep, so you gotta fast. I truly think there's something on my family bloodline. I see things in my mom's health. Yeah, it's a lot of this stuff that these bloodline curses and, you know, somebody sent the message today, right? And the message says, I need help with my rent, right? So the response back to them was, right now, at this time, I can offer prayer. You know, I can offer prayer. So then the person responds back and said, can you please send me a picture? Now, I knew what this was all about from the beginning. Now, just from that information that I've given y'all, what do y'all think that the other person was? Hey, how you doing, Penny? So let's see what the people are saying. So Cynthia's saying a witch or a warlock, a witch. Anybody else want to give it a stab? Based on the information I just gave you, what do you think that other person was? Most people are warlocks and witches. A witch. All right. So y'all are correct. It was a witch. Witches and warlocks follow me all day long. That's what they do. They follow me all day long. So, you know, yeah, they'll try stuff like that, you know. But they actually, this message came to my assistant, so they asked her to send a picture. So my staff, I keep them out of the view. That's why nobody knows who they are. I keep them off the scenes. I learned it a long time ago. You never know who they are. I keep them away, and that's why. Because I deal with the attacks, you know, but they'll try to throw stuff on everybody that's around you, everybody that's helping you. So let's just say if she would have been green and she'd have said, oh, okay, I'll send a picture. Send a picture. That'd have been the worst thing ever. And then what they'll do, they'll say, okay, well, I place this witchcraft on you. I'll take it off, but you need to send me some money. I got a lady right now that's terrified. She went to a babalawo and had some spiritual work done, which I told her she shouldn't have done that. That was witchcraft. And that's why she's in the situation that she's in. And I said, you can leave him. Don't communicate with him no more. I'll help you. She is terrified because she's telling me, he said if I leave him and if I stop paying him, that he's going to throw the witchcraft on a lot more heavier. And I'm telling her, don't worry about it. Once I jump in, I got it. But she's so scared. So she's paying this man, I think like, what she told me, like close to $600 every month. She doesn't even have the money. She's struggling. But she's so scared. She's giving him, she said, I'm just basically giving all of my check because I don't know what he's going to do to me. So that's what they'll try to do, y'all. That is what they will try to do. Yeah, but the witches and the warlocks, they watch me. You know, a lot of times I can see them and they don't know it, but I always sit back and I know who's doing what. So, I mean, I don't understand why they would want to try a prophet, but then again, I do, because they'll believe that their stuff is stronger from Satan than it is from Yeshua. She's more afraid of him. Yep. So I'm telling you something else. So, I know we got some new people that came on, so let me run it down again. The reason why I'm up here really is to let you know that I've changed over to a platform called Kick, Kick, and I'll be doing all my live streaming over there. So if you want to follow me over there, you just go to the kick.com, Kick, and you follow the Woke Prophet. Right now, what I'm doing is I'm allowing 150 people in for free. And then after that, it will be a monthly subscription of $4.99. So if you are interested, this will be the time to come on over. And I'll be going live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time just about every day. And on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. On Sunday, I'll be back at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll be doing a lot of stuff, talking about the stuff that you're hearing me talk about now. I'll be showing some videos, reaction videos that people have been posting that I've been looking at. I'm shaking my head, leading y'all straight to the snake pit. So showing you that stuff, and I'm gonna set up some type of phone system so you can call in, speak live, and if you got stories you want to tell, all that good stuff. So it'll be fun. It's helping out a lot of people so far. People seem to be enjoying it, and people that have questions, they've been asking the questions, so I've been able to get to them and answer the questions. And I'll only be doing that over there, so it'll only be exclusive on the Kick app. I won't be doing it over here because I will end up eventually I'm gonna slow down with the TikTok and everything else, and all my attention will be over at Kick. But this is just to let people know so you can come over. I think it's Miss Trice? How you doing? Trice? Yeah, so y'all can come on over. Yeah. That's what we're gonna be doing over there. Teresa, how you doing? Yeah, and like I was explaining, I never, that's what I have planned, but I never know what's gonna happen, because sometimes Yeshua comes in and he'll start giving me, directions to do certain things. So, sometimes it could lead to a prayer for deliverance. Sometimes it could lead to a prayer for healing. Sometimes it could lead to me giving information to somebody that he's giving me to give to them. So, never know how it's going to be. I never had, let me see here, what we got. I never had problems like this before until I got connected to this family. It hasn't stopped. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it definitely sounds like an attack. Thank you for walking in obedience. No problem at all. Yeah, once you jump in it, you gotta stay on a straight and narrow line. I'm telling you. I've been approached by this Illuminati stuff so many times, y'all would not believe it. You won't believe it. People think it's fake. That's another thing. It's not fake. It's for real. I've been offered so many things. Been offered to do some big, what would I call it? TV show, talk shows. I mean, it's been some crazy stuff. If y'all only knew these religious people they have everybody food, and you're thinking that they are true people of the Most High, you just don't know. I'm telling you. And I ain't just saying the religious people, because it's some of the spiritual people too. But like somebody offered to do a show, and they come on the Word channel and just telling me all types of stuff. They was just trying to hand it over to me. And I mean, I've had so many opportunities to do things, to just be a millionaire, just like that. But I tell people all the time, all money ain't good money. I'm gonna get mine the right way. I'm gonna get mine the right way. Think I'm gonna be a fool and run into that. But anyway, the Illuminati stuff, man, it's real. And I've been approached 3 to 4 times, and of course, offered money and a high position, and that's been the problem with a lot of the prophets. A lot of them are accepting it because you get more power that way too, and they take it. Yeah, but I don't want that. I take mine the slow way and the right way. So no, they can't break me with that. How did you know you were called into this ministry? That God or Yeshua speak to you directly? Yeah, I knew I was called into it because when I got hurt back in 2015, I had some head trauma or brain trauma, and I started having visions and dreams like crazy. I walked with the Most High one time. I was with angels all the time. I started seeing spiritual beings. This is a long list of stuff that was happening. So I was like, what is going on? So I thought I was on my way out, is what I thought. Because they say you'll start seeing stuff like that when your time is up. So that's what I was thinking. And I remember I was in the shower one day, and I said, you know what? I think I'm ready to leave here. And I heard a voice say no. So I started having these visions, and I started seeing myself delivering people in the visions. Like one of the visions I had, the dreams, inside of this huge building. It's like an auditorium. It's like an inside outside type thing. So I'm walking, right, and I see all of these people, and I'm just looking around, and I'm like, where am I at? I didn't know anybody, so I'm just walking and I'm looking. And so I go around a corner, and it seems like whatever was taking place, that the time was getting closer and closer, because I started seeing people like, how you're looking at people and it's like they're in a hurry, like something's about to happen. So I started seeing people jogging, walking fast, and it was all going this one direction. So I said, well, let me follow, let me see what's happening. So I walk in the direction everybody else is walking. I see a long line of people. Like the line is just wrapped around the corner, and it's just going. And but I'm able to see where I'm standing. I can see the front of the line. I just can't see the end of the line. So in front of the line, it's a person standing, and then it's a lady standing in front of the line. And so I turn around and I look at the lady. I was like, what's happening? What's going on? So the lady never said anything. She just smiled at me, and she said, like, come over here. So I walked over. So when I walked over, she kind of took me by my shoulders and she turned me around. So now I'm facing this line of people. And so I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm laughing because I'm saying maybe they're trying to play a joke or something. Like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm standing in front of this line of people, and I looked at the lady and I started laughing. I was like, what's going on? What do you want me to do? Right? And so she smiled, and then I heard her say, you'll know what to do. As soon as she said that, the first person walked up to me. I started touching the people on their heads and their chests. They was falling. The next one come up. I touch them, start shaking. The next one come up. They start throwing up. So I don't even know what I'm doing. But these people are coming up and I'm touching them and stuff is just coming out. And the lady just was just looking at me smiling. And I was like, wow. So I started having a lot of dreams like that. Then other dreams when animals would be dead, I would walk over, place my hand over them. I would see something coming out of my hand. I didn't understand what it was, but it looked like waves of something. You know, when you're looking at waves of heat coming out of my hand, and I remember it was a horse, right? And the horse was like transparent. You could see through it like a jellyfish. And it was just lying there. And I walked over and placed my hand over it and started seeing these waves coming out. Next thing I know, the horse jumped up, started moving around. So then I walked over to something else. So everything around me was laying down like it was dead. And I was placing my hand over it and everything started coming to life. So then I started doing healing work. So a lot of stories. So that's how I knew. Then the day I prayed, and that's when the Most High came. That's when He started revealing this stuff to me. Name is not Jesus, it's Yeshua, the Most High God. And telling me that He would work through me in a non-traditional way. He said it won't be the way that they used to seeing a person work. He said you'll have people that will doubt you. You'll have people that's scared. You'll have people that will judge you. I mean, he was just running it down, just running it all down. He said, but I'm gonna work through you in a powerful way to set my people free. Then one thing he said I would never forget. He said, do not jump on the bandwagon like most of them. Because we started talking about the Bible. He's told me, he said, the Bible is not my word. He said it's been twisted and misconstrued. I'll never forget it. And when he said that, I was at my altar and I was so confused. I was like, what? He said, it is not my word, and it's been, he said, my word has been twisted and misconstrued. That's exactly what he said. He said, don't be like the rest of them. And he said, don't be like the rest of them. Don't jump on the don't jump on the bandwagon and be like the rest of them. He said, my people feel safe. They feel safer in numbers. So, in other words, you have people who know that stuff is not right in the Bible, things is twisted up, but just to fit in, they go along with it. You have very few that knows it's not right and they're not going along with it. They stand separate. So that's what he told me. He said, don't follow the crowd. He said, observe the obvious. Some of the stuff is obvious. Observe it and know. And I never forget it. Yep, because what I found myself doing when I started off was trying to conform to the religious people, because, well, let me kind of conform so I'm not so out of place. And when I knew stuff was wrong, then it hit me one day when I sat down. The angel said, don't try to walk as somebody that you're not. And I was like, yeah, it's almost like you're being fake and phony. So after that, I just started just being straight raw with it. I was like, you believe it, you believe it. You don't, you don't. This is what it is. This is what I've been told. And that's what I started going with. And I've been like that ever since then, ever since then. So when I have these pastors and stuff and they say, well, you want to come to our church and do this, I tell them straight up, I don't say the word Jesus. I'm not saying hallelujah. I don't say amen. It's hard for me to be around people that's screaming hallelujah and amen. I get sick because you're praising Satan and you don't even know it. Amen Ra is the reason why they came up with this amen. It's an amen Ra. That's Satan. That was placed at the end of the prayers to praise Satan. Hallelujah. Same thing. Satan goes by the name of Halal in Hebrew. Everything has been twisted and tricked up. So the people are out here worshiping and praising Satan the whole time, and they don't even know it. So that's what I would tell them. I was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be a good fit. Let me just run down the line. A lot of stuff was stupid to me. You tell me I can't come in church with a hat, but the ladies had hats on. I mean, what's the big thing about the hat? When I come in, I like to wear hats. I'm gonna wear my Yeshua hat. I mean, that's just me. That's just what I'm gonna do. So, I don't know, but I work with a lot of pastors. I work with a lot of prophets, but that's just what I do. So my work is outside of the church. Some people need the church because everybody's not aligned with what I'm saying. So some people, the church works better for them. So and that's cool. You got to do what works for you. But I work outside of the church. That's what I do. So it's hard for me to be in the church and watching people take communion and eating the blood of Jesus, the body of the stuff that makes no sense to me. You eating, this is representing blood and the body. And you think that's okay? You don't think that's a ritual? I mean, you are being dipped in this pool of water, and they're telling you this is going to wash away all your sins. And that's what you really think? That's what you think. You think you're being dipped in some water and it's going to take away all your sins. It's a lie and it's a pagan ritual. And I've had people that demons have entered them through doing these, through being baptized. So, they come to me behind the scenes complaining. And I said, go tell your pastor. Well, we try to tell him, he won't listen. So, Yep, so that's how that goes. Do the pastors and prophets you work with use the word Jesus? I won't really say work. When I'm saying work with them, I mean I've been taking them through deliverance. And yeah, they were saying Jesus. I took a lot of them through deliverance. Yep, had to free yourself from all that pagan stuff because that's what it is. They don't understand because I got a best friend right now, my close friend. He's read the entire Bible from beginning to end, right? But I can bring up some verses, and I'm sure he's not familiar with, and nobody else is familiar with, because what's happening is everybody's reading the Bible and they're skipping past the stuff that makes absolutely no sense and don't want to talk about it. I talk about the stuff that don't make no sense. I want to bring it up. So just explain it to me. Help me to understand. Help me to understand why Jesus is saying that obey your slave masters. Help me to understand that. Help me to understand why Jesus is killing all the firstborn boys and sending bears to kill kids. And if you turn around and look, you turn into a pillar of salt. And I mean, just a whole lot, wiping out the whole world. I mean, and I remember the Most High told me, he said, tell my people that this God that they read about in the Bible, it is not me. And the biggest red flag that I don't understand why no one can see is the verse when it's saying, I'm a jealous God. I'm like, what? A jealous God? So the Most High is 100% perfection. 100% perfect love, right? Flawless. No flaws at all. But yet, I'm saying he's a jealous God. All right? When I'm working and I'm praying for people, that is a demon. That's a spirit of jealousy. I pray to remove that from people. So you're telling me that the Most High has a demon on him? I mean, it don't make sense. But they'll say, oh, our God is a jealous God. Yeah, no, it's wrong. I had to tell them, calm down. You're getting too hyped. You're wrong. It's wrong. Yeah. Just because you do all that hollering and screaming and shouting when you're preaching, that don't make you right. Don't make you right. I thought about also jealousy is low vibration. Exactly. The jealousy is a low vibration. What you suggest for a smell of decay following me from my apartment? If you're smelling any decay or any foul odors, that means you have a demonic spirit attached to you. That's what that means. I've thought about the verse too. Why would he be jealous? Well, I'm gonna tell you, this is just one or two verses. I got I got so many of them. I got so many of them. I was even reading. I'm gonna have to go in here and put a little bookmark on it so I know where it's at. But one of the lost books, the books of Apocrypha that they pulled out, the book of Mary Magdalene, and that, according to that says that Jesus takes Mary up to a mountain, has sex with a woman, and he ejaculates in his hand and makes her eat the sperm. Yep. Then you got another one when Jesus was caught with a little boy in the woods. And the guards came and took him away, and he was saying something in his language saying, I'm not a pedophile. I mean, just dumb stuff. So the whole Jesus thing, y'all, it's a character and it's made up. You know, Jesus in Greek is Zeus. So you're just talking about Satan. So that's why the people are being tricked. People are being tricked with this whole Jesus thing. It's all a trick, y'all. It is a trick. You're saying Jesus, you're calling on Satan. If you're saying Lord, you're calling on Satan. If you're saying Father, if you're saying God, you're calling on something else. You're not calling on the Most High. So if you're saying Yahweh, if you're saying Yahushua, if you're saying the Messiah, all of these different names that these religions have given him, you're calling on something else. It's only the Most High God or Yeshua HaMashiach. That's it. Anything else, you're calling on something different. Just to let you know. Trying to help you out. What is that in the book of Apocrypha? That just means hidden things. So, you know, when they was putting together the Bible, you know, a political thing, was for control and to create fear, to drive people to the church so they can make money. You know? So they put this together, and what they did was they had other books. So they're looking at these books and they say, you know what? We're not going to allow this book to be placed in the Bible because this is kind of telling them the truth, telling them exactly what happened. And if they read this, they'll know that this Jesus figure is fake. We're not putting that in, so it doesn't make what they call the canon. The canon are the books that went in the Bible. If it didn't make it, it's called the books of Apocrypha. So this is not going to make it. This is a book of Apocrypha. And Apocrypha means hidden things. So all of the stuff is right in front of your face. So it didn't make it. And there's so many books that didn't make it. The book of Enoch, it didn't make it, because anything that's, and you'll never find a book that's going to give you 100% of the truth, but anything that got a little bit of the truth in, they don't want you to get none of it. So they tried to erase Yeshua from the beginning. And all of this started with Constantine. The ruler named Constantine, he had all of these different religions, and he said, hey, this religion is fighting with this one. This one is fighting with this. I need to find a way to bring them all together. I got to bring them all together. So he took all of the pagan religions and he merged it with Christianity. So he took Christmas. He said, okay, we'll keep everything the same, right? We'll keep it all the same. Christmas, December 25th. We'll keep that we'll keep that name for the Christians. But for the pagan religions, for the sun worshipers, It was called Saturnalia, right? That's what it's called. But he said, we'll combine it and bring the Christians in. We'll change the title. We'll call it Christmas. So you're out here, you're running around, you're spending all of this money, you're celebrating a demonic day. On that day, they had a lot of sex, a lot of men on men, women on women, getting drunk. On this day, there were no laws. So whoever you had an issue with, you can go, like if it's a judge, police, anybody, you can go do whatever you want to do. You wouldn't get in trouble. The holiday got so out of control, they had to stop it for a while. But this is the stuff that you're celebrating. You know, this is what you're celebrating. The Christmas trees, the stars. I mean, all of it is demonic. You know, I tell people, take Santa, write it down on a piece of paper. Take Satan and write it beside. It's the same exact letters. Because that's who you are celebrating, is Lucifer on that day. Or Satan on that day. Super demonic holiday that everybody loves. Yep, everybody loves it. Yep, even on that day, like the star is supposed to represent Saturn. The planet Saturn, the planet of chaos, that's what they call it. So all of it, all of the Easter stuff, Ishtar's Day. That's what it's really called, Ishtar's Day. You're celebrating Ishtar. You know, Valentine's Day, the same thing. You know, you're celebrating the slaughter of a priest. It's so much. Yeah, it's so much, y'all. But yeah, so somebody just put up there Satan and Santa. I mean, just look at it. Like I said again, y'all, it's all in front of your face. Take time, rewire, reprogram, and look at this stuff. It's all wrong. It's wrong. I had somebody that told me, an old lady, she said, you know what? You know what, baby? I listen to you and the things you say makes a lot of sense. But it's so hard for me to change. You know, she's grown up like that her whole life. You know, we get programmed since day one when we come in this world. You just program with everything. With the television. Break it down. Tell, lie, vision. That's what it does. It tells a lie to your vision. You know, that's why I don't really watch the news. There's so many lies. With that election, this election that just passed, I told everybody, I said, Donald Trump will win. Oh, prophet, you're wrong this time. I think you talked to the devil. I think Satan told you this, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay. So they said, are you watching the news? And you see what they're saying on the news? Look at the polls. They said ain't no way that Trump can get it. And Kamala got this and this and that. I saw all types of stuff about Kamala, Trump, everybody. So they said, I don't know, you may want to go put up another video and straighten that out because, you know, they're going to call you a false prophet. You should have heard all the stuff I said. I said, no, I know what I heard and I'm standing on what I said. So the day, what was it? Yeah, the day before the election, it started getting worse. Prophet, I'm telling you, go back and talk to the Most High because, you know, I watched the news all day and they got these people that's on news and you know, they experts on the election and they saying there's no way and this, that. I mean, I'm just telling you, all I heard, I had a headache from it. I said, no, I'm not changing anything. I came right back on TikTok again. I made another video. I said, people are asking me, am I sure? And I said, I'm very sure of what I'm telling y'all. And I said, also, I'm going to add some things to it. So now I'm going to tell you that it's going to be a landslide. And I'm also telling you that what you're seeing on the news, it is a lie. What you're seeing is not happening. It's a lie. And it's going to be a landslide. Put that out. Oh my goodness, you're just making it worse for yourself. You're making it worse for yourself. Why would you do that? You dug the hole deeper. The hole was at a foot, now it's at 25 feet. You ain't gonna be able to get out of this one. I'm just telling you, all night long. So I went to sleep that night, and I had a dream, and I was in the room. Kamala walks in the room, and we looking at a TV, and it's a map, right? And I just see the map is red all over the place, and I see her look at the map, shake her head, and she walk out. So I had already knew. So I come out and I look, and exactly what I told them, that's what they saw, and they just couldn't believe it, because I said, you keep believing what they telling you on the news. They feeding you. Now, I'm not a Democrat, I'm not a Republican, I don't like politics, period. But when I get messages, I put the messages out. That is what I do. And I told people it was a lot of lies told. When you hear something that I can tell you, they'll try to make Trump seem like he's crazy about the election was stolen. Y'all, it's true. It's true. That last one was stole. It was so much foul play. I saw so much stuff with it. I was shaking my head. I was like, I ain't even know all this was possible. He is not lying. Now, I don't take up for him because I know he got his issues, but I'm telling you the stuff that I saw for a fact. So all of this stuff about the election fraud, it wasn't a lie. It was not a lie. It was 100% true. So I'm telling you that to say, stop believing everything that you're seeing on the news. Most of it is lies. The news is ran by Satan. All of the major NBC, ABC, demonic. All about fear. One day I sat down, I said, let me just write it down. I wrote down 12 things of the topics that they was talking about. Every topic was negative. And I'm saying, you can't find nothing good to talk about? Everything negative. All fear. Fear-based. It's all fear. That's why people walking around, anxiety level is off the charts. You keep watching this news. That's why the weather's so screwed up. Because they manipulate the weather. Anybody tell you that live in Virginia, how it is here, it'd be 95 degrees on Monday, and Tuesday you step outside and it's 20 degrees. Everything is just all twisted. It's all twisted. Everything all twisted. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't see fish walking on the sidewalk. And they ain't swimming in the ocean no more. Everything is all over the place. Okay, let's see. The president has come from. I think about that too. You are lied to the moment you come in this world. Yep, we're lied to as soon as we come in. Everything is a lie. Nothing is true. That's why you hear people say, this is, you hear a lot of people say, oh yeah, this is the earth, it belongs to Lucifer. The way it's all set up. We come into this stuff and it's so messed up. Wow, I just had a revelation. That's why Yeshua says, my people hear my voice and follow no other. Yep, really has to be led in the truth when reading the scripture. I keep telling my friends, the news, that's all they do is spread lies, lies, lies. Puppets get paid. That's exactly what they do. Politics. Yep. And be trying to pull my mom away from that stuff. I'm like, man, that's all you do. You sit here, you listen MSNBC and all this mess. I said, and that's all they doing is just feeding these lies. That's all that they do. There's so much child trafficking with that stuff, and man, it's a lot. It's a lot. Some of the stuff I can't even come out and talk about it, but it is a lot of stuff. I've had, one is like, hey, watch what you're saying, because you're putting too much, because I was just getting this stuff and just going back and just telling everything. Then, I was praying one day, the angel was like, look, basically telling me like, slow down, you're putting too much out too fast, So, all right, y'all, anyway, I'm gonna wrap it up. So before I wrap it up, I'll say this one last time. I'll be doing my lives on kick.com, right? I'll be streaming all my lives from kick.com. If you are interested in watching those lives, just go to kick.com and follow the Woke Prophet. If you do it now, it will be free. I started off with allowing 75 people to come over for free, so that happened quickly. So I opened it up again to 150 people for free. So once that's done, that'll be the cutoff. And then if you try to sign up after that, it will be a subscription fee of $4.99. So it'll be a monthly subscription fee of $4.99 from that point on. So if you do decide to go over there, make sure that you turn on your notifications in that setting and your alerts, just in case stuff changes, because it changes with me all the time. So that way, if a time changes, you'll know, okay, I was supposed to be on this time, but now I'm coming on this time. Right now, the way it's set up, it is set up for me to come on in the evenings at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and on Sundays, right back at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's the way it's set up. So if you want to come over there, you want to join, this is the type of stuff I talk about. This is just scratching the surface. It is so much information. It really is. It's a lot. And I pulled away. I don't even like social media, believe it or not. And I pulled away from the TikTok stuff. And I was like, hey, I'll just put the videos out. But Yeshua is telling me I got to do it this way, because if I don't, y'all won't be able to get it. So this is what I'm doing. And this is how you're getting the information. Now, I'll probably be doing other things over there. It'll only be exclusive things on Kick. I will not be doing it on YouTube, and I will not be doing it on TikTok, Facebook, or nowhere else. I will only be doing it over there. They let you talk freely. They really do. That's the way it should be. You can talk freely. Ain't no deleting your account, banning you. You can get down. That's what I like to do. So, on that note, I can't say I'm going to eat lunch, but I'm gonna drink this water because I am fasting. And that's what I do. 72 hours, water, sips of water anyway. But for the ones that's coming over, I will see you all at 7 p.m. Turn this stuff off. 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight over at Kick. You know, if you decide to come, and that's the good thing. If you still have any questions, because I know I stayed up here way longer than I thought I would. But if you have any questions, because you know, you hear information and it absorbs, and then you have more questions. Bring your questions over there, and I'll do my best to answer those questions. All right. And people on YouTube, I will see you later. Hopefully y'all come over, and I will check you out over there later on.